Mm. Peace, love, and balance, everybody. Peace, love, and balance, y'all. It's your girl Isha, the goddess of wisdom, also known as Goddess on the Rise, the Copper Queen, the Fiber Hoodie Queen, bringing this sacred energy exchange 222, y'all. Y'all, I have been offline for a reason. I've been offline because y'all know we had a very, very intense emotional week because of some things that were taking place. Y'all already know, and I could feel, I'm an empath, so I could feel all the energy in the air from all that, and it was a lot. And then y'all know it's still Scorpio season, so it's not a coincidence that they do this type of stuff during a very emotional time. First of all, it's the season of, this is the ancestral season, right? So we're supposed to be doing shadow work, healing, focusing on ourselves, being with family, communing, and then they want to put all this combative energy in the air with stuff going on. So I was just staying offline because there was a lot going on, y'all. I refrained from doing this live. I wanted to do it, but like I said, I've been doing my own shadow work of Scorpio season, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but for me, it's been an emotional season. I have water placements, so if you got any water placements, or if you're a sun water sign, you probably going through it. And it's not always bad, so it just really depends on what's been on your heart that you've been ignoring or denying and burying. And it's going to come to the surface during these water seasons. And Scorpio is a big one. But it's also about transformation and rebirth. So some of y'all are going through that. Some of y'all could be going through family falling outs, breakups, endings, and getting rid of fake friends and stop talking to people that you realize don't even love you, and you just been blinded to the fact that they didn't even care about you. All that stuff is coming out. Stuff is being revealed, and everybody's emotions is like very intense right now. Okay, very intense. So I want to talk to y'all about it. I really, really refrain from talking about political stuff because I'm apolitical, and I'm not gonna dive deep into another like it. But what I'm about to read today, and it's gonna be a short one because I ain't gonna lie, I'm still resting and cleansing and all that stuff. I hope y'all been taking y'all spiritual baths and doing y'all spiritual cleansing and stuff. But what I'm about to read to y'all today is definitely going to be relatable to what's really going to be happening and what's starting to happen, and why nationalization is so important, why uh knowing your ancestor roots is so important, and knowing your rights and all that stuff right now, because it's about to turn up now. It's about to turn up now. Like they know it. This that's nothing. This was already in the plan too. That's nothing. That's nothing. There nothing they do wasn't already planned out. You know what I'm saying? They just like to make us feel like we got power and control over stuff that we don't. And that's the game. So to all my Native Americans, Mexican Americans, Latino Americans, and American Indians, happy Indigenous People Month, right? This is American Indian Heritage Month. So let's start off with this. I'm just gonna jump straight in, y'all. Let's start off with this. So it has, this is the, hold on, let me tell y'all again. This is what I got from this book right here. This book is, I tell people all the time, no matter what book you read, if you read books about witchcraft, real books, it's always going to return back to the indigenous people, because that's what we was practicing pre-colonization and Christianity. That's what it was. Spirituality was here first. It was, Christianity is a man-made thing. So every time they bring up any spiritual stuff, peace, how you doing? Every time they bring up any spiritual stuff, they end up talking about Aboriginal peoples. Okay, so in this book, it said, brought over to North and South America by European colonizers, the word witch was used to demonize the spiritual practice of indigenous peoples and survivors of the transatlantic slave trade. It was also a tactic used by colonizers to justify violence against black and indigenous people, and continues to be used by these in power today. That is very true. The word witch, which is this is the Spanish word for witch, bruja, was definitely a derogatory term, just like the N word was used against us as a derogatory term, and a negative term towards us. So let's read this right here. Hold on. It has right here. People around the world are still being persecuted and killed over accusations of witchcraft, and that is very true too. So I think I posted this on my page that 1978 was the year that they passed the American Indian Religious Act, where we could start practicing our practices again. At first, it wasn't even allowed. It was made so we got colonized, the Trail of Tears happened and all that, the genocide, the smallpox and all that happened. Then practicing our religious practices was banned overall, which is how they was able to force Christianity on us. And then as you can see how it said, the survivors of the transatlantic slave trade, which is why for my hoodoo practitioners, they ended up incorporating Christianity and creating hoodoo. Okay, they end up creating hoodoo from this because they was forced to forget about their spiritual practices and beliefs, being enslaved on their own land. Okay, which is what Dr. Martin Luther King was talking about. And I want to show y'all these two. By the way, I'm selling these in my shop. I've already posted these. These are railroad spikes. Obviously, you know, it's very high symbolism of the Underground Railroad, Harriet Tubman, you know, protection, freedom, and safe travels. It definitely keeps it keeping you on track, y'all, because I'm gonna tell y'all, a lot of us is off track. That's what I did. I had to put this on my altar, and ever since this thing been on my altar, I've been having all kind of dreams about things and memory activation and unlocking and stuff. This gonna keep you on track. So these are very powerful symbolisms to get. They are in my shop, goddessontherise.life, and y'all should get one and work with spirit. So because a lot of the stuff we don't forget. Because most of the time, most of us, we grew up, our parents, if you had parents like mine, they forgot. So stuff wasn't being taught anymore. We just gave up and lost our way. So let's go over here. It got right here. Okay, here it is right here. Until the American Indian Religious Freedom Act was passed in 1978, it was illegal for Native or North or South American tribes to practice many of their ceremonies, including burning sage, dancing, fire ceremonies, which is now stuff that they sell in bundles and retailers across the globe. Ain't that something? So let's just keep it real, y'all. Those practices, burning sage is an indigenous practice. It was not naturally a European practice. We actually introduced them to these practices, which were banned for a very long time, with all the genocide and everything. Then when they unban it, this is what they do. I want y'all to know this is real. They ban things from us doing it. And then when they release the ban and then it's legal again, they capitalize on it. Okay, let's ring the bell. Because most people that own spiritual shops and stuff are not indigenous people a lot of times, most of the time. Because we've been away from those practices and brainwashed for so long. As you can see right here. Because by 1978, which is not that long ago, by then we was already brainwashing. Half people forgot their language. That's another thing. We had already been away from our practices for so long, forgot our languages, because remember we was forced to speak English. We weren't even able to speak our language. So by then we was full blown in Christianity, like I said, and practicing hoodoo and some of us and all that stuff. And at least hoodoo was better than completely forgetting. You know what I'm saying? Because hoodoo was a way for them to still practice their spiritual practice without getting caught. That's really what it was. It was a defense mechanism so they wouldn't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people, ain't that something? Like, how is something that's so demonized now it's so popular, right? It's everybody doing it. So look, and that's why I tell y'all, I'm gonna be honest, voting don't really do nothing, because the same society and government that's a corporation that does not serve the people at all, clearly, that we're voting for, has done all these terrible things. And that's what we got to stop. We have to really be everybody. I don't care who you are. Everybody has to be realistic about that. Like, this is the same corporation that said it was okay to do an American Indian Removal Act, and how all the Indians, the Trail of Tears, got that slaughtered and forced to leave their land. Like, this is that same corporation. Why do we think that why do we think they're gonna ever do right, and they haven't even right their wrongs? Okay. So I'm like, that's the crazy part too. So give me 1 second. I'm about to remove somebody because they being recorded. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. So we had a troll on here just been hating. Like, if you don't like what I got to say, you should leave. You don't need to stay on here. But look, it has right here. It got, now look, this is the part where I was talking about hoodoo and stuff. So we got aspiring witches must respect the boundaries of closed practices that explicitly state they can only be practiced by people who are descendants of a cultural heritage. Now, there's a lot of people they have a disagreement about, a disagreement about practicing hoodoo and who should be able to do it. As this stated up there, this was a a practice created in slavery. So naturally, it's definitely a closed practice only for melanin people. And there are people that practice it. I know. I've done research and on different things, and definitely different people in voodoo too, voodoo too. So of course we can't make anybody do anything, but it is concerning that somebody that's not a melanin person that would want to even practice hoodoo, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Based off what it stemmed from, like what could they possibly be doing? That's just my question. What could they possibly be doing with the people that were enslaved and forced to forget about their own spiritual practices and had to do stuff in secret? Why would you, as a non-melanated person, want to even practice that? You know what I'm saying? It's strange to me, especially since we was given and forced their God, for y'all to return to. That's what I think it's crazy. I watched a live about this last night. I do think it's crazy, but at the end of the day, these spirits are what they are. So whatever's happening is what happened. That's why I'm gonna tell y'all need to start working with y'all ancestors more often. Okay, y'all, it's everybody is practicing our spiritual practices but us, and we looking crazy. Okay, that's what I don't get. Everybody practicing our spiritual practices but us a lot of times, still to this day. I've had melanated people demonize me. That's another thing. I've had melanated people demonize me for identifying as a bruja and saying we was like somebody I just had to block, saying we worshiping the devil. Meanwhile, it's a lot of, first of all, meanwhile, let's talk about this. King James practiced witchcraft. And let's talk about Wicca. They talk about that Wicca was created by a Caucasian man too. So everybody in every culture has had some type of spiritual practice in every culture. That's another thing. We wasn't a nobody around the globe was the Bible wasn't here first. Let's just keep it real. The Bible was written. The Bible was written by who, right? And everybody know there is things. Well, that's why they had stuff before Christ, BC. So it was before that era. That era. So why do we keep demonizing the spiritual practice that was happening before this colonization and all this stuff? That is the insane part. That's not like I'm an Egyptian priestess. So are we gonna demonize Egyptian practices too? They was practicing witchcraft. That's what I said. We got to get it together. So here right here, got hoodoo, for example, originates from slavery and was created specifically for black people. And we're not black, we Moors, okay? We're not black, we Moors, but exactly, hoodoo was created because we was enslaved. So no, nobody else should be practicing it if they don't have that culture within them. You know what I'm saying? It's because what could they be doing? And that's another. Even the whole story of the Bible, y'all. Everybody know that all those places that stuff took place. It was the storylines be all messed up. But Yeshua with hair like wolves, skin like brass, and all this stuff. It's like clearly he was a melanated man of some kind. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. And they didn't use the term black back then. That's another thing. We gotta get out of that because they were brown people everywhere. That's why you can go to Japan and see some black and brown people. There's Chinese black and brown people, Philippines, Hawaiians. It doesn't matter. They have always been brown indigenous peoples across the land. That's just how it's been. So, y'all, this is a crazy time right now. I've been seeing a lot of stuff online. It's been some racist comments. It's been happening. Fights. It's been happening. I'm like, I thought we was past this. You know what I'm saying? Wait. That is something you need to research on your own. I am not a hoodoo practitioner. Yes, I'm not a hoodoo practitioner. If you want to know, hoodoo is hoodoo they use the Bible in their practices, and they definitely like people talk about the Book of Psalms and things of that nature. But I'm not a hoodoo practitioner. I'm an ancient Kemet practitioner, but I have studied some things. So, but yeah, y'all, this is a time where this is spiritual warfare. That's another thing. This is spiritual warfare. I think people keep forgetting that this war is not going to be like last time and all that. This is a spiritual warfare. So now It's it's spirituality versus religion kind of stuff going on right now, okay? Red versus blue. It's like they always keeping us in the battle when we really need to be focusing on spiritual practices. And I'm gonna tell y'all nothing. If you follow me on my page at the Follow Hootie Queen, I just posted a picture of the Native American, which was Latinos and Hispanics, and American Indians, which is melanated people that's from the Americas like us, because they all said we was all for Africa, and no, we not. So that's another thing. They actually have Mexicans, because Mexicans are indigenous to the Americas. Latinos, they have all of us thinking we are against each other. That's how they do. They make us think that we're all different. Now we are different, but we still had the same practice because we had a nature-based practice. That's another thing. How can practicing a spiritual practice based off nature be demonized? So you telling me meditating with a tree, paying homage to the sun and the moon, okay? Being grateful for the animals, right? And the food that the ground grows. You know what I mean? Showing respect to Mother Earth. That's demonized. That's how out of touch we are. You think me practicing a nature-based practice is evil? Is that so? Are you saying Mother Earth is the devil? People that think I'm, devil worship. Are you saying practice being grateful that she has herbs that I can use to heal myself, to do rituals with, what I'm saying, to give gratitude with? That's demonized. And that's nothing. I don't care how many people get mad about this. Nobody in this life has ever seen Jesus a day in your life. You never have. I don't even think they ever actually, they ain't in the Bible. They say his body was missing from when the day that he rose. His body wasn't in the casket no more. That's another thing. So you see how they do these fairy tales? So he died and rose, and then his body was missing. And to this day, nobody has ever said they got the body of Jesus Christ or Yeshua Christ. That's another thing. But why can't you believe in nature that's real? Trees grow, animals are alive. Animals are more realistic than them creating some person that we ain't never met. And really nobody actually has true pictures of. We have descriptions of, but they Europeanized his picture, so they made us look at him like this. And in the Bible, that's not even how he's described. That's another form of brainwashing that we don't understand. He is not even described the way he was painted to us in their Bible. And the Pope used to make it illegal to even read the Bible. That's another thing. Even when we was enslaved. So that's something. When we was enslaved, which is why we created hoodoo in slavery, we were prevented from reading the Bible. So if you was caught with a Bible, you could be killed. And people was burned and executed for picking up a Bible. So that's another thing. How did we go from, look at the confusion stuff. How did we go from, they didn't want us reading the Bible. It was demonized to read the Bible, right? You could get killed for reading the Bible. No slave had no right to have a Bible in their hand, to them using the Bible to enslave us with and make us serve it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they went back and forth with that. 1 minute, heck no. And then that's another thing. Caucasian people got burned too. The matter of fact, one of the men, I posted this a while back, I can't remember his name right now, but the man that actually put the Bible out, they burned him because they was mad that he even put this information out. And he was not a melanated man. He was a Caucasian man, whatever, European, whatever. But they burned this man for writing the Bible and killed him. That's another thing. They don't discriminate when it comes to their secrets, and you doing something outside of what they say. That patriarchy, man, is crazy. I'm like, but they kill anybody. That's another thing. We got to stop the fight and realize they will kill anybody over this stuff. They always have. That's why I don't know if y'all ever seen Django. Y'all remember they was hanging Caucasian people too, especially if you helped a melanated person with some stuff. And what's the name of that movie? Who done seen Free State of Jones? Free State of Jones. If you haven't, you should see that movie too. So the days of thinking that it's about color is been over with. Okay, let's ring the bell. Y'all better wake up. It ain't never been about color. It ain't never. I don't know. That was the trap to keep us as people all around the world fighting each other. So that was less work that they had to do. We was helping them with their master plan. It's a small group, governmental group, running a large group of people. How do we let that happen though? That's fear. Because it even says in the Constitution we have the right to overthrow it. if we don't feel like it's serving us. And that's why, y'all, I'm gonna keep talking about this. That's why that coup happened in 2020. Okay, y'all remember that in 2020 when they marched, they stormed that Capitol? Heck yeah. I thought that was great. I was like, dang. By the time they realized this is all a lie, you know what I'm saying? And look how many people they arrested. Because it was a lot of people here in Tennessee that did that. It was people here in Tennessee. They kept putting people's names on TV. They was coming to their houses and arresting them, and all of them were Caucasian males and females and stuff for storming that Capitol in DC back in 2020. So we got to. That's what I said. It's not about color. It's not about color, y'all. And we not colors anyway. We people. We not colors. We people. So this is your message and wake up call to really get back in tune with your ancestors. That's really what this is all about. It's American Indian Heritage Month, and I highly recommend it. And y'all, I'm saying it. If y'all want to continue celebrate Thanksgiving, that's crazy. Why do you think? And that's another thing. Why did they make American Indian Heritage Month in the same month that they celebrate Thanksgiving? What's the joke on that? That's another thing. What's the joke on that? The month of slaughter that people celebrating, and then the symbolism of the turkey. Everybody know the symbolism of the turkey is the feather, because we used to use pheasants, turkeys, and all kind of feathers to put on us. So you know what I'm saying? And guess what they do? They chopping the head off of the turkey, right? And they do it with a bunch of them. So this is the month that turkeys is dead a lot, a whole bunch. That's a symbolism of bloodshed and slaughter. And every time y'all sit up eating all that food, instead of doing fire ceremonies and doing ancestor sessions, it's a disrespect. Yeah, exactly. It's disrespectful to your ancestors, and they hurt y'all. They are, because they like all this time and y'all still don't get it after the 2020 lockdown. Because that's when I woke up, y'all. Really, I've been woke, but that's when I can no longer deny stuff. Like when I started everything I'm doing right now, my YouTube channel, my business and all that. Finding out about nationalization, because y'all still don't get it after all this time, that this is about them. Y'all remember, hold on, I'm talking about this. So y'all remember Elijah Muhammad predicted, he has several books about it, about the fall of the U.S. He says, I think it's the fall of America, but it's not America. That's the thing. America is the country that they do not own. They're a corporation operating in our country, and they've been in power since we've been colonized. You know what I'm saying? And they've been able to thrive because they made all the rules and laws against us. From slaughter. That is something people gonna have to take that to your grave. But the bottom line is they're in rule from slaughtering the people that was on their own land, that was very loving and helpful to them. Just everything that happened in Avatar, Pocahontas, even though they be mixing the story up with fairy tale stuff, so everything in the story is not true. But think about those movies and what happened. That is the same thing. That's what they did. The American Indians we didn't go to another country and colonize them. You know what I'm saying? They came here. So by now we should have been got off the Jesus juice. And there ain't nothing wrong with loving what Jesus represented, because he was crucified himself for not following the patriarchy. And I tell y'all that he was not a Christian. He was not. He was against all of that stuff. He was practicing the laws of Ma'at, and they didn't like that, which is where women were respected equally and all that. That's what I said, they didn't like that. So if you're going to really be a Jesus follower, can you at least do it right? Oh my God, can y'all at least do it right? Because Jesus wasn't in no church. Jesus was not in no church at all. Matter of fact, he spent most of his time outside, going into the wilderness. He was not in a temple. And the only time he was in temples, like what I told y'all, when he had to go in to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Because they had a problem with what he was doing and the people he was leading. So look, y'all, that's the message. I was gonna do a reading today, but yeah, I'm actually still very tired. Like I said, energetically. First of all, it's November, and it's I got this sweater on, but it's actually warm outside. It's like, I think it's 68, 70 degrees, and it's November. So that's another thing. Do y'all see what's happening with the universe? It's supposed to be free. Normally, like last year, In October it was freezing, so it was definitely freezing by now. And the fact that it's warm, so pay attention to this climate change and all this stuff. It's change happening. So that some of y'all been probably having headaches, you know, feeling kind of crazy because the weather's normally not this warm. And I don't know what's about to happen come December or January. I don't know. We could randomly have a blizzard or something. Who knows? But pay attention to all this. Do y'all shadow work. I've been doing shadow work, y'all. Do y'all shadow work. Shadow work is so necessary, especially right now. And healing. And healing. Like healing has always been the biggest thing you can do right now. Because as we heal ourselves, we heal our ancestors. Okay? They never got to heal. They left in a traumatic place. I'm specifically talking to my indigenous peoples and stuff. And anybody else. That's another. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm about to post about this. We need to stop forgetting that Caucasian peoples was enslaved too. As a matter of fact, when I was telling y'all about this railroad spike, it was a lot of them that helped build these railroad tracks too that was enslaved with us. It was the American Indians. It was free slaves. It was slaves. It was Mormons and all that to build the train tracks that we have throughout America. And America has the largest train system ever because we built it. So that's another thing. Slavery has not been, that's what they stopped letting them lie to you trying to say that all melanated people came from slavery. No, we didn't. It's melanated people that had never been slaves and had owned slaves themselves. And there was Caucasian people enslaved as well. That's what I'm saying. Slavery is I call it a rich man sport. It was a rich man sport. You know what I mean? They keep lying to us and making us, they've been lying to us. And then they not even teaching this in schools no more. I ain't been in school. Of course, I ain't been in school and I ain't got no kids, but I heard they not even teaching slavery and stuff in school anymore. So now they're continuing the brainwashing. So now if you don't teach your kids stuff, they will never know. So that's why they always said, even Malcolm X said, you know, only a fool will let the enemy teach your children. You're supposed to be still teaching your children things at home. They need to know more stuff about their history and stuff. You know what I mean? And the present, y'all. So look, that's all I got for y'all. That was just a quick message. I told you I wasn't gonna be on here all day. That I literally been like holding that for a minute, and because I just didn't feel like going live, y'all. This energy been too high, and you see how I just had to block somebody being negative, and I'm like, you're not even listening to me, like, and it's crazy, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me, y'all. So happy Sunday to y'all. By the way, if y'all want to support me, y'all can go to my website, goddessontherise.life, and get some things. And I do got some new stuff coming in. I just ordered like 5 new materials. Y'all know I don't like telling y'all until it comes out, and I'm going to post it and I'll show y'all, okay? But I got some new tools coming in for us to do our spiritual practice, because it's time for us to start doing our own divination readings, doing our own rituals, doing our own healing rituals and spells and stuff like that, getting into with our ancestor work. It got to be the collective of us that have these spiritual gifts that are strong. It can't just be one person no more. You know what I mean? That's not going to be enough. You know what I mean? So if y'all want to do, and also if y'all want to just donate to the channel, I have Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, and PayPal. If y'all want to just donate, and what else I got going on? Also, y'all know I got the Witches of Islam. So if y'all want to join the Witches of Islam on Patreon, I just posted it in my story on the Follow Who the Queen on Instagram, and it's on Facebook at Goddess on the Rise. So if y'all want to tap, and that link is at the end of these videos always. So if y'all want to join the coven, so y'all can really, really, like, my coven is gonna, I tell you, it's a lot of people that come. Let me tell you, I'm gonna talk about this right now. It's a lot of people that come to my coven. They think we about to just go on and start doing rituals and spells and all that, and then you're not even healthy. So you're gonna do some sloppy work, and it's gonna cost the coven, and I will not allow this. So if you're gonna do some sloppy work, you're on your own. But now, if you come into the coven, and I can tell that you need a lot of healing, because some people come because they mad, so they want to cause harm to somebody. They want me to teach them how to harm somebody. No, you gotta heal, honey, because they not worth you, just because everything you do gonna come back to you, and I'm not gonna be responsible for teaching you how to do stuff for reasons for revenge, and you just really need healing. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing it. So I've had some people that didn't like that about me, and I don't care. You don't have to come to the coven, but healing is a priority, and it comes first. And that's just how I am. Do you realize how much healing I had to do? I done got beat and choked out by my boyfriend and my father, you know what I mean? And been abused and stuff by my mom and my stepdad. Do you think I got time to be trying to cause them harm? No, they going through enough because I don't deal with them no more. it's me being gone that's stressing them out because they realize I never deserve none of that stuff. So I'm like, that doesn't mean I'm about to, I'm gonna cast a spell on my mom. I'm gonna cast a spell on my dad. I'm gonna curse them all. That's not gonna help you. You supposed to be becoming a better being. Okay, that's what I said. It's about healing. So we're not doing that. And if that's what you think you're gonna come here to do, don't join the coven. All right, do not join the coven. We're here to help each other heal and manifest things on a positive vibration and balance and harmony. Okay, and protect ourselves. So of course, don't stay around people that's causing you harm. All right, but we're not becoming the evil that was cast upon us. That's retarded. I'm saying, I know that's not a good word to use, but that's how about this? That's psychotic. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be a better being trying to cause them harm just because they did it to you. And I know the pain is deep. That's why y'all need to be healing anyway. All right. So thank y'all. That's it. So I'm gonna call it a day, y'all. I'm probably gonna do a live real soon, more than likely the Scorpio season reading. I just don't have the energy to do it today. I still need some more rest, and this is my off day. I'm open up tomorrow at 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Central Time Zone. Y'all know I'm always shipping out. Y'all can always stop by my shop and contact me. Contact me for readings at Sacred Energy Exchange 222 at gmail.com. If y'all would like to get readings by me and nationalization, contact me at, I have a different email for nationalization. Contact me at goddessontherise.life at gmail.com if you want to know about any information on nationalization. All right. All right, y'all. So y'all have a great day. I ain't even going to ring the bell because I ain't even ring it coming in. So I love y'all. Peace, love, and balance. Capricorn checking out.